the game is something that he loves, and one of the things that I talked to him when he was going through his concussion was, hey, well, what do you think? And it's like, Dad, I love this game, and I'll die on the field for this game. So that answers everything for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as a father, you're like, man, you got to take care of your health. That's the most important thing. You have a family. I have 2 beautiful grandkids.
But yeah, let's check this out, man, to see what Tua dad had to say about his situation last year. The injuries, they continue to pile up year in and year out. I'm starting to feel bad for Tua, but at the same time, you got to do what's best for your family, fam. Gotta do what's best for your family. And on top of that, it's your hip, the same hip that you had an issue with in college. But let's see what his dad had to say.
In the islands, not only do you have several University of Hawaii events going on in Manoa, but you have the 8th playing of the Polynesian Bowl, and you got some absolute legends of the game in town, because you also have the accompanying Polynesian Football Hall of Fame enshrinement dinner. That is on Saturday. And then on Sunday, a very cool event, the Raising Champions Hawaii Skills Clinic. It is for quarterbacks and wide receivers, being held at Honouliuli Middle School. And to talk more about that, a guy who knows a thing or two about raising tremendous athletes and also has been sharing his knowledge in a variety of different skills showcases and clinics like this. We welcome Galu Tagovailoa to the program via the phone line. Galu, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Oh, it is an absolute pleasure and honor to have you. So thank you for joining us. Talk a little bit more about this Raising Champions Hawaii Skills Clinic, the times, and how people can get involved.
Yeah, so we have a skill camp that's going to be, it's basically a training that we're going to put on at the Honouliuli Middle School out in Kapolei. It's from middle school grades from 5th to high school. And the camp is going to be from 8 o'clock to about 2:30 in the afternoon. So it's an exciting thing for us. I mean, this is the first time we're putting this on. We figure that we come out once a year to Hawaii. I mean, we put on something, special for, skill players, quarterbacks, receivers, running backs. We just want to do something while we're out here.
I'm guessing
very cool.
Tua probably in Hawaii right now. Probably in Hawaii with his peoples.
And I think what's really inviting about it is you are welcoming grades 5 and older, male and female, and all skill sets are welcomed. For more information, people can go to raising-champions.com. What do you find being maybe the most useful skills or pieces of information as you work with some of these aspiring quarterbacks and wide receivers? What do you find being the most valued message that you have been passing on?
Oh man, I mean, we've been there, we've lived it, right? I mean, we want to, kind of share our experience with a lot of the local kids out here. We know how it is, just, wanting to be, successful in the things that you want to get yourself to, but it all takes work, just like, anything else, right? I mean, Billy knows that you guys been around sports a lot, and especially with Hawaii, because we're so isolated out here, you don't really have to train. Kids got to fly out and go look for these training. And, there are people out here that are actually giving the training too, which is a great thing, But at the same time, through our experience, we want to share it. We want to come out here and kind of help kids, to learn the position, understand the position, just basically giving back.
Galu, it's good to hear from you, man. How happy does it make you when you see something like you talk about putting on this clinic and giving back and trying to help the youth from Hawaii grow up, and all of a sudden you look at the high school level and you see in 1 year you've got a kid in Jaren Kiave Sangapolo Tele who's going to Cal. In the same class, you have a Keeney McMillan going to Washington. In the same class, you have Tama Amisoni from Kapolei going to San Jose State. Like, you've got now 3 quarterbacks in one class from Hawaii going to Division I schools, which has never happened before. Just kind of, how do you feel like a proud papa at all? Just seeing like all of.
Okay, so he making some other tours. Okay, Tour Pops. Okay.
these players now, like more and more coming out and being able to showcase their skills at the next level?
Oh, definitely. I mean, not you're only proud, but you're happy for these families. You're happy for the state of Hawaii, right? That we can produce like quarterbacks and skill players, And man, it's so great to go back and see this, and see how happy these kids are, and not only is them making it, but also how competitive these guys are. Throughout the week, I've been working with Jaron and Tama. I know Kenny's, gone for he had enrolled early, but it's so nice to see it. And man, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's a great feeling. Such a great feeling. And congratulate to these families and these players, these guys that made it. I mean, and it's going to get better. It's only going to get better for the state of Hawaii.
Yeah, like Hawaii is in the middle of nowhere, man. Nobody even close to Hawaii where it's at on the map. And the fact that they're still producing, hey, this is where our quarterback came from, man. And we all the way right here. All the way right here, man. So that's pretty impressive that Hawaii still can find a way to produce talent. A lot more Hawaiians are coming into the NFL, showing that they could be great NFL players or college football players. Arizona, they got that one receiver. What I forgot his name. Yeah, Territory McMillan, man. I didn't know Hawaii could produce talent like this. I did not know that. 6'5", 212. One of the best wide receiving prospects I've seen in a little minute. One of the best. We're going to see what he's going to do in the NFL, though. We're going to see. I don't know if Tua dad knows him. But if he does, hey, you gotta talk to the Dolphins to see what we can do to get this guy. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna fall to number 13, but if you do, we might have to pull the trigger and get another receiver.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing. I think that's what Billy's sort of touching on as well. The fact that it's like success breeds greater success. And so we're talking with Nalu Tagovailoa. And of course, he knows a thing or two about raising tremendous quarterbacks. His sons Tua and Taulia have done some tremendous things in their football careers. And so and your family has in many ways sort of provided a blueprint for future generations. And so here's this next tier of Hawaii quarterbacks that are moving on to the college level, and you have been active in helping out with the Polynesian Bowl and various combine showcases, and this week in the practices leading up to Friday's game, and you see some of the talent that is out there. How important is that to you to see and share some of the fruits of your labor and what you guys applied as far as a blueprint for Tua and Taulia, and share that with now other families who are trying to come up in the same way?
Right, and that's the whole purpose of us being here and what we want to put on, right? It is so important. It's important for us to always give back. That's the most important thing. I mean, when there's a saying that when you make it, you want to kind of like look back and pull people with you that want to make it too. You know what I'm saying? We all know that success is not easy. If it was easy, we'd all be successful.
Yep.
Part of success is a lot of work. A lot of lonely times on your own, just doing your own work. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scene work. Not just being at practice and then trying to put in the work. It's all work behind the scene, work that nobody sees. That's what builds champions, and that's what builds character and players. So these are the kind of things that we want to share, what we've gone through our experience. We're very grateful with the quarterbacks that came before us. Guys like Timmy. Marcus Mariota, Arsenal, all these guys that made it big and did well, and then Tua came along, and then now we got kids like Jaron out there. We have, John, Micah, these are all kids from here, but doing big things, Kenny, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Tama Andersoni. And the great thing about these kids is, man, such great kids. Their personalities, their character, their attitude. I mean, they're just kids that want to work and kids that love their family, want to do something special for their family. And that's what we respect, and that's what I love about it. And it's so hard not to come back and give back when you have local kids like this. So, that's the great thing about football.
Yeah, a lot.
Y'all can hit on Tua all you want, but he paved the way for a lot of Hawaiian kids to try to chase that same dream that Tua achieved. Tua, he got that bag already from us. He got that bag. He gonna help his family out for the rest of his life. So, you can't knock his hustle. Even though we losing as a team, he got his bread. He got his money. Got his money. And I did do some research. I'm looking at Tua's high school, St. Louis. I'm pretty sure Marcus Mariota went to this high school as well. And the quarterback for Oregon, Dylan Gabriel, he went to this high school, St. Louis High School. Um, this is where it all started for Tua. This is where it all started. It don't look like your typical high school though. It looked like a church, to be honest. The Crusaders. You see right there's what is that, volcano? Gotta be a volcano. The beach right over there. Tua played in paradise. He did.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I said that's the great thing about football because it brings families together. It builds communities. You know what I'm saying? It brings teams together, and that's the thing I love about it. A lot of life learning lessons from this game.
This week, I think, embodies that too, as well. Sort of the celebration of the Polynesian culture and its long-standing relationship with the game of football. It is really a sight to behold. A lot of lefties too that you mentioned in there with Tua and with Dylan Gabriel and Jaron and Micah Alejado. How come so many lefties from the islands there?
That's
Nalu?
crazy.
I don't know. Basically, well, I got to say, like Jaron and Micah and Gabriel are true lefties. Tua's not a true lefty. I kind of switched Tua over when he was young, to be a lefty. He's basically a dominant.
Why you did that, fam? Why? You should have just left him alone, fam.
Right-hander, But one of the reasons why I did that is because I'm the only lefty in my family. And I wanted someone to be a lefty with me. So that's the only thing. Yeah.
He just needed some company there, huh?
Wow.
I needed some company. You know what I'm saying? I can't have all my kids be righty. I'm the only lefty.
That's crazy, man. Tua Pop's crazy.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember going back to the first Polynesian Bowl where there was Aloha Stadium and it was practice week and there was only a few of us media out there. And I remember Tua coming back and it was like he was early enrolling. Could he play in this game? There was that whole thing. And Nalu, to go from that setting to 8 years later and seeing what this Polynesian Bowl has become, just kind of how cool has it been for you to see this game? You were kind of there involved at its infancy to rise to the level it is. Kanoa's doing the game on Friday. It's on NFL Network. But just what's it been like seeing this bowl grow and grow and grow into what it is today?
Man, it's amazing. It's crazy. And Billy, you've been a part of this whole thing. I mean, with the selection process, but the kids out here in Hawaii, and with Kanoa running the game throughout our Polynesian Bowl, it's been amazing. The talent has been crazy. There's been a ton of families calling and asking if we could get their kids in the game. And as much as I want to get every Hawaii kid in the game, but the is it's special. It's huge. You know what I'm saying? And what creates this game is these star powers that are coming in. This game, I think we have like maybe 30, top ranked kids that are playing this game. And some of the 30 top ranked kids, I mean, we have our Polynesian kids that are part of that 30. And it's amazing how this talent is just growing. It's crazy. We got, our Heisman winner that's, played in our game that's on the island. He loves it. He wanted to come back and just give back to the game and be around the kids. So it's been amazing. It's been crazy.
We're
Very
talking.
crazy.
We're talking with Tagovailoa. If we may, it has been an incredible year for your family. Certainly, as it pertains to Tua, he gets the big contract in the offseason leading up to this year, but then has to deal with some injury issues. Of course, the concussion topic has been brought up because of multiple concussions that he has suffered, and then a hip issue that kept him out the last couple of weeks. What can you tell us about his status, how he's doing, and just how you have observed some of this, where you have seen your son going through some of the ups and downs of NFL life, and certainly, the concern when it comes to some of those types of injuries?
Good question.
Right. Well, thank you for asking. Tua's doing well. He's recovering. And as a father, as a parent, it's tough. I think it's tough for any parent to kind of, go through something like this. But at the same time, the NFL is different. The way they do things, how they run things, it's a whole different beast. It's a whole different animal. But at the same time, this is something that Tua's now married. He has his own family. And these are some of the tough decisions that he's going to have to deal with in life, to decide whether the game is, he's going to continue, or the game is something that he loves, and one of the things that I talked to him when he was going through his concussion was, hey, well, what do you think? And it's like, Dad, I love this game, and I'll die on the field for this game. So that answers everything for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, as a father, you're like, man, you got to take care of your health. That's the most important thing. You have a family. I have 2 beautiful grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody forcing Tua to go out there to play. Nobody forcing him. It seemed like his family would be okay if Tua retired today. They'd be okay with that, but it seemed like Tua, he's just going to have to be the one to say, you know what, I'm done. I can't do it no more. He's going to have to be the one to say that. So, man, that's tough, man. It seemed like the dad's stressing about it too, based off this little interview.
And that's something that, I kind of talked to him about. Something to think about.
Has that been difficult for you? You have been working with him and with both of your sons really in such close quarters and in such involved fashion. Is that difficult for you to separate that and allow him to make these kinds of life impactful decisions?
Oh yeah, it is difficult. It's hard because you don't really have him like how you had it before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
Married, he has his wife and his family, and those decisions are based on both of them, and things that they got to look at. And
Tua's daddy, he treating Tua like a man, like he's able to make his own decisions. He has his own family now that he has to take care of. I'm pretty sure his wife wants Tua to be here long term. He doesn't want Tua to be effective long term based off all these injuries that he's going through. But it seemed like Tua doesn't care. He just loved this game more than anything. Just like Tom Brady, he was willing to leave his wife just for the game of football. He wouldn't retire. He just kept on playing. So, hey, we understand with Tom Brady, he won 7 rings. So nobody really complained about Tom Brady retiring. He ain't really go through the injury issues, but Tua, he's going through that. And on top of that, the team is not having that much success with the injuries that he's going through. So, a lot is weighing down on Tua. We're not trying to put pressure on Tua, but at the same time, we see what you're going through and we want what's best for you, which is probably to stop playing. Even your dad sound like he would be okay with that. So, we're going to see what happens this year. If Tua gets hurt again this year, then I think that could be a signal as to where Tua might hang it up. That might be a signal, I don't want to knock Tua hustle. I don't want to disrespect Tua. I know everybody hate Tua, but at the same time, Tua human. Tua human. We got to care about his health, his well-being first before we even talk about the field. Personally, like you already know, I do want a different quarterback, to be in the room just in case if something happens to Tua, we got a backup plan. I do want that. I'm pretty sure something will happen. unless the team fixes the old line and does everything that they need to do. But who knows if that will happen? Who knows? So this is a tough situation, man. This seems like we just gonna have to run Tua to the ground for him to know if he really wants to play or not. Something bad would have to happen to Tua for him to be like, okay, I'm done. I don't want it to get to that point though. I do not want it to get to that point, but it seemed like it will have to. It seemed like it, man, because if anybody could tell Tua anything, it will have to be his dad. Out of everybody, it will have to be his dad, but his dad seemed like he gonna let Tua do his thing, and it is what it is. It is what it is.
His wife is such a beautiful lady that, she's all about his health. She's all about and she tells him, I want to live long with you. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure we do it right. But Tua grew up in a way that everything is just so competitive. He just don't want to leave the game.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid loves it, and but I believe that the Lord has a plan for him, and wherever the Lord takes him, it's a decision that he's going to have to make with his family.
Well, Lord knows that you have done a tremendous job with these guys. They are both really, really wonderful people as well as tremendous athletes. And so much aloha and appreciation to the Tagovailoa family as a whole. It has been remarkable to see that development, and we have bared witness to it over the course of time. And so, I think an opportunity for people to work on their skills and perhaps learn a little bit from Nalu Tagovailoa and company at the Raising Champions Hawaii Skills Clinic Sunday at Honouliuli Middle School in Kapolei, Eva Beach. You can go to raising-champions.com for more information. Nalu, we appreciate you giving us so much time here this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kanoa. Billy, thank you so much, you guys.
Man, that was a good interview. Good interview, man. That answered a lot of questions, man. Because a lot of us don't know what's going on with Tua as of right now and what he's thinking. Ever since the season ended, I haven't heard anything from Tua. So that gave us some insight in regards to what Tua's going through. It really did, man. Y'all, please leave a like if y'all want me to react to more stuff like that, more podcasts, press conferences like that. I'll try to find them on Spotify and we can see what's going on. This is Tua old high school right here. Right now I feel like I'm on vacation. I do want to take a trip to Hawaii though. That would be a great trip. Visit here. That would be a good YouTube video. I visited Tua's old high school. That would be a good YouTube video. But I just need to get the funds to do that. I wonder how it was growing up here. It felt like it got that old school vibe over here. I feel like the trees grow different over here. The food probably tastes better over here. I'm pretty sure about that. Man.